The experience of being gang stalked is very much like having a narcissistic girlfriend or boyfriend, if you will. Let me explain. So I just thought of something that was really funny. I just made a video about how gang stalking basically works and how the victims of gang stalking are usually completely innocent people that are being provoked into reacting and creating evidence that can be used against them. And it made me think because this page originally was about narcissism, about narcissistic abuse, about people for it was for people who are in abusive relationships or who are getting out of abusive relationships so that they can understand what they went through. And it made me think of the parallels between gang stalking and narcissism, and I'll explain. Gang stalking is basically very much like dating a narcissist in the sense that, you know, for myself personally, I date women. I have dated a lot of narcissistic women. I don't want you to think that I've dated only narcissistic women, but for the most part, they were very narcissistic. And I think that gang stalking is very much like dating a narcissistic woman because everything you say and do can and will be used against you, and it's being collected. The evidence is being constantly collected, so that whenever there is an issue, the past will be brung up against you. Now, not only that, but in arguments, it doesn't matter that you are right. As soon as you become upset, now you're wrong for becoming upset. And of course, the narcissist in a relationship very much plays the game of, the gotcha game. They will provoke, provoke, provoke. And then once you react, it's look, you see, how can anyone deal with you? You're the problem. You're angry. You raise your voice. You're disrespectful, completely disregarding what they've done. And I feel that in gang stalking is pretty much the same thing, where they spy on you. A completely innocent person that has done nothing. You're being spied on. You're being provoked. You're being tortured. You're being traumatized. You're being tormented. And then once you lash out because you are being tormented, and you have been for sometimes months, sometimes years, sometimes decades, and you lash out, now they have evidence to use against you in order to recruit other people against you, which in narcissistic terms are called flying monkeys. And in gang stalking as well, it's pretty much the same thing, right? Where your reactions that were that you were pushed to, or you were nudged to, are basically the evidence that will be used to gain more people against you, to create a team against you. I just thought it was very interesting, and I'm very grateful that I went through abusive relationships in the past that led me to study narcissism to the extent that I have, which is a ridiculous extent, by the way. But it gives me such an understanding of gang stalking because of the similarities between the two, that it allows me to explain to you what it is and what it is that I'm going through, while remaining completely calm, while fully knowing that this is going to get worse, that they're going to ruin my life. They're going to take away everything that I love. They're going to take away any relationships that are near and dear to me. I'm fully aware that this is coming, right? I read your comments. I know a lot of people are saying, you're very articulate. You just seem like very composed and everything. And I am. And it's not because, these things haven't happened to me yet. They have. I've lost many jobs. I've lost a business so far. I'm currently losing another one. Or they're in a process of making me lose another one. I'm fully aware of these things. But the reason why I'm so composed when I talk about these things is because I have such an understanding of what's going on, and such a, not just an understanding, but also an acceptance of it. I know I'm not like, I know this is happen. I know what's happening. I understand what's happening. I have no confusion about what's happening, and I have a radical acceptance of my situation. I'm not, trying to run from it. I'm not trying to fight a fight that can't be won. I'm simply going through the motions and making sure I'm not making the common mistakes that victims of gang stalkers make, and the mistakes that I have made in the past. I'm making sure not to make them again in the future. And I do think that if you are going through gang stalking, the whole idea of studying narcissistic abuse can be very helpful in understanding your situation. And I think that step one of helping yourself in a situation of being gang stalked is actually understanding what's going on, what is the goal, what is happening, and why they're doing it. Because oftentimes, we feel like, oh, this is so unfair, and it becomes very personal because it's happening to you. Obviously, this is personal, but you go, this is so unfair. I can't believe this is happening to me. I haven't done anything to anyone. How could these people who claim that they love me, they were my friends, they were my family, how could they betray me like that? And oftentimes, because you don't understand your situation, it becomes very upsetting. I'm not saying that it's not upsetting to me, even though I understand it, but it can become much less upsetting once you understand these people who have turned their backs on you. They're not always bad people. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of them actually were, and you know, now that they were basically looking for reasons to turn their backs on you. They were either jealous of you, or they never liked you, or they just have a lot of hatred in their heart, or they have a lot of turmoil and they're looking for targets to put it on. And this was the perfect event for them, right? But a lot of them actually aren't bad people. They're just fooled into thinking that you're a bad person because they're seeing your reaction to the torment that you're going through, but they don't understand that the torment they've been recruited to put you through has been going on long before they ever started tormenting you. And this has caused you to basically partake in a lot of the behaviors that you've partaken. I don't know, that you've displayed in the past, that has been recorded, and then spread out to other people. So if you want to help your situation, I would definitely say, go through my page, go down a narcissistic abuse rabbit hole to understand a bit better the mentality behind a gang stalker. And I don't mean a person that is recruited in gang stalking. I mean the original person that either added you to the list, or the person that is behind, like what they call them, the handlers, the people that are actually behind the gang stalking. If you can understand the mentality behind that kind of behavior, and the those kind of tactics, it'll help you a lot to accept what is going on as, okay, now I understand it, so I can accept it because I understand it, though I would never do that, and I don't understand how someone could could get there. Um, Once you understand it, it'll be easier to go, oh, okay, I get it now, and I know what I must do. So um, I hope this helps. Remember, you deserve grace, you deserve mercy. This is the War Against Narcissism, guys. Salute.